Broly, still on his knees, breathed with difficulty. The battle had been devastating for him and for the Saiyans who watched him from a safe distance. Although he had achieved the impossible by defeating Frieza, fear and uncertainty filled the air. The few survivors remained silent, some whispering to each other, but all had their eyes fixed on the giant who had just saved them. "What do we do now?" Nappa would ask, who did not know how to deal with the situation. He, like many other Saiyans, had idolized Frieza for the power he represented. Now the figure of the Emperor was not there, and his destruction had come from the hands of one of his own. The balance of power in the universe had broken. Broly barely heard what was happening around him. The sound of the explosions, the screams, and his own rage still echoed in his head. Although he had returned to his natural form, he could feel the weight of what had just happened. Jean watched him with concern, while many others looked at him with reluctance and fear. Jean, gently touching Broly's shoulder, murmured that they should leave. He knew that the looks of others were not of gratitude, but of fear. "If we don't do something soon, the others could try," Jean responded. Before he could finish the phrase, a group of Saiyans, led by Nappa, would approach. Their faces were tense and full of distrust. "Broly, you can't stay here," Nappa would say, with a mixture of respect and nervousness in his tone. "What you did not save us, but you also saw it. You are out of control. If you stay here, it could be more dangerous for us than Frieza himself." Broly would look up, still stunned by what he had just heard. Jean knew that Nappa's words reflected what all the Saiyans thought. No one wanted to risk Broly's power, now even more feared than before, turning against them. "You can't expel him," Jean said in a challenging tone. His gaze was directed at Nappa. "Broly just saved everyone's lives." "That does not matter," another Saiyan would intervene, who had been watching from the shadows. "He may have saved us today, but tomorrow he could destroy us all without even realizing it. He is a danger, and you know it." Broly, aware of the tension in the air, would get up slowly. He knew that Jean was right. The Saiyans feared him, and although he did not say it aloud, he also feared his own power. The transformation into Super Saiyan had been like a catalyst, bringing out a fury that he did not know how to control. "May ye," Broly replied in a firm voice. Jean looked at him surprised, but before he could protest, Broly would continue to speak. "I can't stay here. I can't risk hurting them. Triss is gone, but if I stay, I could be worse than him," Broly replied, muted. The Saiyans would look at each other. Some, like Nappa, seemed relieved. Others continued to look at Broly with hatred in their eyes, unable to accept that he was the cause of their survival and at the same time the source of their fear. "Where will we go?" Jean would ask, with his voice broken by concern. "To Earth," Broly would answer, recalling the stories he had heard of his father Peragus. He knew it was a small and relatively unknown planet, a place where he, Jean, and his son Goku could live without drawing attention. "We could start over there. Nobody will know about us," Broly replied. Jean sighed slowly. He knew that was the best option, not only for Broly, but for her son. Kakarot, or Goku as they called him now, was still a little boy. Growing up in a place like the planet Vegeta, full of violence and hatred, was not what she wanted for her son. "So let's go," Jean responded, looking around one last time. "We have nothing else to do here." The years would pass, and planet Earth had been a peaceful refuge for Broly, Jean, and Goku. For years they had settled in a small farm, away from the big cities, leading a quiet and unobtrusive life. Goku had grown up with nature as his only playmate, and despite his Saiyan blood, he had developed a kind and friendly spirit. Broly, although he still struggled to control his power, had found on Earth a place where he could live without the constant threat of destruction. The years of peace had allowed him to learn to calm down, to maintain his power under control, although there was always a shadow in his mind, the possibility that one day he would lose control again. But that peace was about to be interrupted. Goku, now a young adult with an adventurous spirit, had heard rumors of a warrior named Vegeta who was traveling through space looking for something or someone. Jean, always worried, had warned him about the possibility that the Saiyans would find him one day. But Goku, with his carefree nature, had never given much importance to those warnings. One morning, while Goku was training in the mountains, a spacecraft would descend from the sky. The ground would tremble under the impact, and Goku, curious as always, would run to the landing site. When he arrived, the first thing he would see was a man with pointed hair and a challenging look. He wore the classic armor of the Saiyans. He said with a firm voice, crossing his arms as he watched Goku from top to bottom, "Kakarot?" Goku would answer, scratching his head. "No, I'm Goku. Who are you?" The man laughed a little before answering. "I am Vegeta, the prince of the Saiyans, and I have come because I need your help, Kakarot. The planet Vegeta is in danger," Vegeta stated. Goku blinked, surprised. "The planet Vegeta?" Goku asked. "Of course," Vegeta would answer, with a more serious tone. "Broly saved it, but what he does not know is that the threat of Frieza was not the only one. There is a new enemy that has emerged, someone who could even be more dangerous than Frieza himself. If we don't do something, the whole planet will be destroyed, and this time, there will be no turning back." Goku would look at Vegeta intrigued, but also worried. "Why do you need me?" Goku asked. "My father is stronger. You should ask him." Vegeta would squeeze his teeth, frustrated. "Broly is strong, but he's uncontrollable. We can't depend on him. You're the only one who has the potential to overcome him. If we train together, we can save our planet and defeat this new enemy," Vegeta stated. Goku would not answer immediately. He knew that his life on Earth had been peaceful, that he had avoided the conflicts out of respect for the decision of his mother and Broly. But he also knew that deep down, he was a Saiyan, and the desire to fight ran through his veins. "I have to talk to my father and my mother first," Goku said finally. "I can't make a decision without them." "Whatever, but do it fast," Vegeta stated. When Goku returned to the farm with Vegeta, he would find Broly sitting outside, observing the horizon. Although the years had calmed him, the presence of other Saiyans put him on immediate alert. "Dad, it's Vegeta," Goku asked with a soft voice, trying to calm any possible conflict before it happened. Broly would raise his eyes and stare at Vegeta, who kept a proud posture. "What are you doing here, Prince?" Broly would ask, with a tone that made it clear that he did not trust him. "The planet Vegeta is in danger," Vegeta would answer, without losing his posture. "I have come because I need your help and Kakarot's to save it." Broly would frown. "I don't care what happens on that planet. I left it behind for a reason. I don't want to have anything to do with the Saiyans or their wars," Broly replied. "Remember that I had to leave it because you feared me." "This is different," Vegeta stated, taking a step towards Broly. "It's not just a war. This new enemy is something we have not seen before. And if we don't do something, not only the planet Vegeta, but the whole universe could be in danger. Goku would look at the exchange without knowing what to say. He knew that Broly had made the decision to leave behind his previous life to protect his family, but he also knew that deep down, Broly was still a warrior. Broly would look at Goku for a long time before sighing.
I'll talk to Jean. If she agrees, then we will consider your proposal, Broly replied. Vegeta sighed, knowing that this was the best answer he could get at that moment. At that moment, the fate of the last Saiyans was at stake. A new threat was approaching them, and this time, the future of the universe depended on what they decided to do together. Upon reaching their home, Broly and Goku would tell Jean everything. "I do not know. I still remember how we had to flee," Jean responded. "I know, but it was for our good," Vegeta stated. "This guy is worse than Frieza. If we do not stop him and destroy the planet Vegeta, one day he will come here and destroy the Earth." "Vegeta, how dare you ask us that?" Jean responded, furious. "Mom, you always say that we must help others without expecting anything in return," Goku asked. "I think this is what you were talking about." "Son, it's not the same," Jean responded. "Also, if your father loses control—" "Mom, I can't leave it like this," Goku asked. "Those deaths will remain in our consciousness." Jean would be thoughtful for a moment, but then he would understand. "Do whatever you want," Jean responded. "Dad, we can go against anything," Goku asked. "Tell me you will come with me." "Okay," Broly replied, "but they have not yet told us who our enemy is." "His name is Goomber, the demonic Saiyan," Vegeta stated. "He's a beast. He could easily defeat Frieza." "Goomber? I think I've heard of him," Broly replied. "Honey, just try not to lose control," Jean responded. "It could be worse." "Don't worry, that's part of the past," Broly replied. That way, the three Saiyans would go to the planet Vegeta. Goomber was the new king, after eliminating King Vegeta. That's why Vegeta wanted revenge. But Goomber had unparalleled power. They would finally arrive. The planet was in ruins. "It can't be! This place is a disaster!" Broly replied, disconcerted. "All this is the result of Goomber," Vegeta stated. "If they hadn't thrown me off the planet, this wouldn't have happened," Broly replied, seriously. "Don't say that," Vegeta stated between teeth. "Dad, it's not the time for this," Goku asked. "We're going to defeat that guy." "Okay," Broly replied. The three would take refuge to delay a plan. Goomber was an extremely strong Saiyan. Only Broly and Goku could fight him. But it wouldn't be that easy. Goomber was aware that someone had arrived on the planet, so he would start looking for them. Suddenly, they would feel it. Goomber's gigantic ki was approaching. "What is that?" Goku asked. "That power is Goomber's," Vegeta stated. "It's really strong. I wasn't kidding." "Dad, what do you think about this?" Goku asked. "It won't be an easy fight," Broly replied. Finally, Goomber would find them. He was ready to eliminate them. What could happen now that Goku and Broly arrived on the planet Vegeta? Will they be able to beat Goomber? And also, what will happen with all this? We will know all that in the next part of this theory, of Goku, the son of Broly. So far this video, friends. If you want to see the third part of this theory of Goku, the son of Broly, this video has to reach 7,000 likes and many comments. Leave your like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That will motivate me to continue uploading videos and theories for you. See you in the next video. Subscribe.